Mr. Shekhar Iyer, I'd like to begin with you. What do you make of this move, sir, by the DMK pushing for the impeachment of the High Court judge?
Well, Akshita, when you began this story, you mentioned about what is the actual motive. Well, one can see that there is a race in Tamil Nadu now how to secure the votes of minority, which today DMK fears could switch to the new party, Tamilaka Vettri Katchi. With Vijay back in action, holding another very successful meeting in Puducherry, the whole worry is that if this single judge's order had been allowed, in the sense, if they had permitted 5 people to light the lamp at that place, at where they say is the Deepam Toor or Toon or the pillar, uh, what the government did, the administration did was, I would say on the face of it is content, because since they could not get a relief in the division bench and they didn't have time till to move the Supreme Court, they straight away prevented the 5 people who wanted to light the lamp on the ground, saying since the temple is under the Hindu endowment department, it is the government that will light the lamp. Number one. Number two, look at the impeachment motion. I don't know, Priyanka Gandhi is one of the signatories. I don't know if she read it. The second one says a particular community. The judge belongs to a particular community and he has favored a lawyer belonging to a particular community. So the whole idea is, because this is becoming more kind of a Hindu kind of agitation, they are hoping that they can bring back that old formula of Brahmin baiting. That is why they are mentioning this community, the impeachment order itself.
Dharani Dharan,
that the judge belongs to that community.
You know, the details that have emerged from the impeachment motion will lead to questions, as I mentioned, about the motive. Mr. Shekhar Iyer has highlighted one particular point mentioned in that impeachment motion. Explain to us what is the motive behind targeting a judge, Dharani Dharan. Is it just because the verdict wasn't in the DMK's favor that you're now going after him?
Which is not the case. There have also been history and precedents to it. But the primary fact is also that this is a practice that where the Deepam is lit in the lower sanctum, not just today, but for the last 200 years, even before the founding of the Justice Party.
Sure.
And the matter was also settled in 1920s. So the matter is liked up by one political party. We know which party that is. And then the case was also filed by someone with political allegiance to that party, right? Or his organization has affiliation to that party. So this specific judge has time and again shown partisan behavior. How partisan behavior? He had shared the stage with the BJP leader H. Raja, where he mocked the said person, mocked the Dravidian model, and mocked the former chief minister of Tamil Nadu, Kalaignar Karunanidhi, for not knowing Kanchi Shankaracharya. And then he's also made some remarks that non-Brahmins should not be made as priests. So this is judicial partiality, right? And we make a clear demarcation between judicial impartiality versus judicial activism. Judicial activism is fine.
No, but let me stress on partiality here. The point that's mentioned is undue favoritism shown to one senior advocate, I'm not going to name him, in deciding the cases, also favoring advocates from a particular community. Say it straight, Dharani Dharan. Say it direct. What are you referring to?
There are three things that's been told. Not the only thing that's been said. I can also tell you the judge, the justice's name, the Sri Charan Ranganathan. I think so. So there's an accusation that the justice is preferring this specific advocate, an advocate who are related to him. Is what it means.
No, from a particular community means what? Are you suggesting that anyone who's Hindu?
No, we are not saying that.
So what does particular community mean?
People who are related to him is what we meant. People who are related to him is what is clearly being meant. And I also shown you anecdotes of him being partial. Can a sitting judge, you answer me this, can a sitting judge go and share dais with the leader of another political party and make opinion about another political party? Is it partial behavior or non-partial behavior? Sitting in the court, he has made his personal opinions. See, my party is not against any religion or for any religion. As a party in power, we are bound by the constitution. The constitution says secularism. Can a chief minister of any state openly say, I prefer this religion, people of this religion, or people of this caste? Can he? That's all. It's not about one caste is above other or one caste is lower the other. But the simple matter is, If someone like a chief minister or someone as above as a justice, like as important as a justice, can he identify and say, I prefer this
No, but
caste, I prefer this
the other
religion?
point,
I
made is deciding cases on the basis of a particular political ideology. Now that
I made it very clear.
will translate to a political ideology that's not in favor of the DMK. So again, I'm going to go back to my reading, which is that the verdict not in favor and hence an impeachment motion. Let me bring in Ramakrishnan Rajagopal of the BJP. I'll come back to you, Dharani Dharan. Let the BJP finish and then I'll give you a chance to
Very
respond.
interesting point. So I will just answer. So would this doubt has happened? Why? Because he is sharing regularly diets with BJP leaders and mocking my party. If the judge has not done it, we would not have had the suspicion. So his behavior is what made us suspect him. That's all.
Mr. Rajagopal, your views. The judge, according to the DMK, is favouring a political ideology. Essentially, the indication is favouring your party, sir.
No, you see, the point is, why has the impeachment motion been moved now? You see, they went on appeal to the division bench of the High Court. The appeal failed, and then they moved the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, we are not going to take it up in a hurry. It will be taken up in due course. Now, knowing that their appeals have failed in various judicial fora, they have now taken recourse to this move. Now, why they have taken recourse to this move is to actually forestall the contempt proceedings in the High Court. There is now the possibility that contempt proceedings can go ahead. The judge can go ahead with contempt proceedings because his judgment now rules the field. Now, by intimidating the judge, they feel that the contempt proceedings will not be proceeded ahead with. Now, that is the whole issue. Now, if this is the way the rule of law is going to be subverted in our country, I don't think any judge will be able to give an independent judgment. Now, the rule of law is now under threat. Now, this is a very important matter. The matter is sub judice. The matter is in the Supreme Court. At this stage, moving an impeachment motion is definitely not acceptable.
But at the same time, sir, there will be questions asked about whether the DMK is just following due process. They're going ahead and pushing for an impeachment motion because they do not believe that he's upheld the constitutional values, constitutional principles.
No, that's exactly the point. I mean, so if you feel you have a problem with the way the judge is conducting himself, then why move now? You should have moved much ahead when he was actually sharing a stage, as he says. When you had a problem with him on some other count, that was the time you should have actually moved the courts. No, or moved the parliament, moved a motion against him in parliament.
Dharani Dharan, the timing here, the BJP is questioning the timing of this because then the reading is going to be, like I have been stressing over and over again, that this is a judge being targeted for not giving a favourable verdict. And then what kind of a precedent are we setting?
No, you see, there have been more than a dozen of cases where impeachment proceedings against a sitting High Court or Supreme Court judge have been initiated. In fact, even as recent as 2011, BJP in the opposition has initiated impeachment proceedings against Justice Swaminathan, if I'm not wrong. So what then is it? Was it also tantamount to threatening the judicial system?
I just want to mention here. I just want to mention here that the impeachment motion in this particular case mentions political ideology, mentions advocates of a particular community being favoured. In that sense, I would suggest that this is unprecedented.
See, I think it's also unprecedented for a sitting judge to share dais as often as we have seen as this justice and then making mockery of another political party with another ideology, right? This is also unprecedented. So when you have unprecedented governors, unprecedented justices, then we'll have unprecedented actions being taken.
Should we really be going down the path of talking? Should we really be going down the path of talking about sharing the stage? Because there was this controversy, I remember, Chief Minister Stalin, which we chose to take a very clear stand on that, look, that shouldn't be the case.
Another anecdote, I can keep giving anecdotes. One anecdote.
There was one of the Prime Minister and the former CGI as well. Again, something that very clearly the message was clear on, that is part and parcel of how things work.
No, I think those two different things. You're confusing. Even my Chief Minister will share his dais with Prime Minister and give him all the respect because of the Prime Minister. The relationship with the Chief Minister and the Prime Minister is that of giving respect to the position of Prime Minister and Prime Minister giving respect to the Chief Minister, his Chief Justice and Prime Minister. Right? I think that is completely different than sitting with just a party person. They're two different things, right?